come over with her, and she's like, she goes and makes ice cream, but she's putting all these like sleeping drugs in it. And then she's like basically feeding him to like force feeding it down, and then he passes out, and then she has to drag him downstairs.
So he's just like thumping down the stairs to the monster
Yeah.
with his ice. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she gives the monster, she's like, here, go.
Yeah, and the monster was like, no, I don't want him. Hi, I'm Cade.
And I'm Kit.
Real people doing real reviews.
We are. We're going to do a little double feature today.
Double features,
Yep.
yes.
We were at a film festival, and there were so many movies, and we had to split theaters. So we thought...
Divide and conquer.
And that's what we did. And then we talked about it after, which is great. But we're going to start with your film.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got to see Little Bites. Super cool.
It was executive produced by Cher.
Cher, yeah.
Cher. And then it starred Chrissy Fox, Barbara Crampton, a bunch of dudes. Yeah, really great.
Lined up, yeah.
And they were there at Austin, which was very cool. Love seeing when actors come out to their festivals and really take the time to meet everybody. Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was a good. I liked it.
Yeah, tell us the premise. Tell us about it.
So it starts off. The main character, she's depressed, and you don't really know what's kind of happening, and then all of a sudden you hear like this bell ringing, like a dinner bell kind of thing.
Okay.
And so like she walks downstairs into this dark room.
What?
And this monster comes out and like talks to her, and then he like basically gives her little bites.
He bites on her.
He bites on her because he feeds on her.
And then she's just sad, and then goes downstairs and is dinner.
Yeah, basically. So he's keeping her alive for this because the whole premise of the movie is he wants to take her daughter, and she doesn't want that. So she's kind of like, I guess, living with it. In that sense, and her daughter's away at her mom, and her mom's fighting with her, and then she's like having to go out in public, and people are seeing her, and they think she's doing drugs, and it's kind of scary actually.
I'm like,
in a weird way, because it's like this monster character that you don't really know. Is it a demon? Is it a vampire? Is it just something gross?
it's like in the
down
dark.
there. Yeah, it's in the dark. But it has a very humorous scene in the midst of it. So like she basically makes a deal with him that like she can't basically he can't feed on her anymore or she's gonna die. And he was like, well, you got to bring someone else then, or that sort of thing. So she gets all dolled up one night and she brings over this guy. She picks him up and brings him over.
Okay.
And like his character's a very
Who is this guy?
like
Who is this?
I would put him like an accountant or like payroll, like glasses, very quiet to himself, very nervous to come over with her, and she's like, she goes and makes ice cream, but she's putting all these like sleeping drugs in it. And then she's like basically feeding him to like force feed it down, and then he passes out, and then she has to drag him downstairs.
So he's just like thumping down the stairs to the monster with his ice. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she gives the monster, she's like, here, go.
Yeah, and the monster was like, no, I don't want him. So then she has to drag him back upstairs. And then she's like, hey. And he wakes up.
You're like, you can't sleep here. You have to go.
You gotta go.
And was he just like embarrassed?
Yeah, and then he like runs away, and she's like relieved from that. But yeah, it was a very funny scene the whole time.
Okay.
And then basically like towards the end, she realizes that like she can fight back. And like doesn't take it, so then the monster like leaves the house and like comes to the door when the daughter's there, and he's like, tell your mom I said hello, and then kind of like freaks out but basically then just kind of disappears. So like he doesn't die. He's just
Out there?
out there in the world. So yeah,
Clever.
very, very cool. Very, yeah.
Yeah?
Good story, because it's like, maybe there will be a second. We don't know.
Oh, right.
Little Bites 2.
2?
Or maybe Large Bites. We don't know. So.
Yeah. Where? That's a real review.
To-go bites?
Yeah, to go. He's just like hiding in this bathroom out like a burger joint.
In the bathroom?
Waiting. Yeah, because people go and he just takes a bite out of them all the way. They're like, what was that, a bat? What? And it's the whole movie. The monster's just getting like fat and happy. You know? Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was really cool because the Chrissy Fox, who starred in it and played the lead role, she also did all of the editing for the full feature, which, you know, is pretty cool, actually.
That is very cool. And in time for Fantastic Fest in Austin, which is like a tougher, like a tougher one to get into. And I know that they were in a few places because I know that Cher did some appearances. And yeah, it's amazing. Really, really great job. And I think they did it in an ultra low budget, but it was quite high fashion.
Yeah,
and
it was
and
really
just,
good.
Yeah, really well filmed. So
I mean, there was one scene where she's wearing this like cardigan kind of
What
thing.
happened?
That I was like, someone should have ran an iron over that.
Needed a steam.
It had
Like,
all
I
the
could
like
see-
fold lines in it, and I was like,
They like tucked the tag. You can see
she
the.
hasn't been living in this sweater. It's brand new.
This is a new sweater in the scene with the creases.
But other than that, it was good.
Of course, you would notice that.
Yeah.
I'd been like, I like that sweater. That's a sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah, we notice different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more from her, and I think it actually was her daughter, Chrissy Fox's daughter, was the actual daughter in the movie as well. I'm pretty sure it was the same family, because remember she had to leave the dinner to go to celebrate with her daughter.
I think her daughter was not the lead daughter, but the other daughter that's playing in the park.
Oh, also cool though. It's cool when like you get to do stuff
Yeah,
together.
your little family for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, love that. I'm going to talk about Riff Raff.
Okay.
I watched it at TIFF, remember?
Yes.
And you missed it by like 2 minutes to like get on. It was like the worst.
Delayed planes.
Yeah, that's what. Yes. So we fly to go see these guys. Once in a while, we get screeners in our inbox for email, and we're like, "This is great."
Yeah.
So great. So Riff Raff is Ed Harris, Jennifer Coolidge, and it is a slasher movie, cabin in the woods, subgenre, and it is so graphic, very scary, and also hilarious. And you know me, I'm not like a big comedy person.
Yeah, you don't usually like comedies.
Okay, but Jennifer Coolidge.
Well, it was good.
So she was being interviewed, because so when you go to a film festival, since we talk about that, when you go to a film festival, one of the benefits is that they'll bring all the cast and crew up on stage and kind of do like a Q&A after. And so you watch the film, and then they'll bring everybody out. And Gabriella and Ed and Jennifer, and then Bill Murray, which is in it, which I think Bill Murray did like 6 movies this year. He was everywhere.
Busy.
Yeah, just doing cameos, just everywhere. Just so funny. Came out, and they were like, Jennifer, how did you get the inspiration to play this character? And she's like, I think I just like grew up in Jersey with women like that. Like it was like
So real.
Like it was just, she's so down to earth, and she's just you think that it's incredible. Everything she says is so insanely over the top, and then also emotionally over the top, but then also you're like, I think I know somebody like that. You know what I mean? So,
Still believable.
it's very believable, yeah.
Okay.
And so the story is one of those stories that you're kind of putting pieces together as you're watching it. So you start with Ed Harris married to Gabriella in this fabulous, beautiful home, and they have a adopted son, or a son that was hers, and then he kind of stepfathered, and it's these wonderful family scenes, and you're like, oh, look at this lovely family, and then it turns out that he has another family and from previous marriage, and there's some darkness there, and some mafia, and some mob, and some this, and some trouble, and some things like that. And so you're kind of finding out as this other family comes to join them at this home around the holidays, and they're like, oh, we're just here to see you during the holidays in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. when we're arriving, and we're totally fine. This is very normal. And also we have Jennifer Coolidge with us, which we find out is like the ex-wife, which is also hilarious because of the contrast of these two actresses. It's like so funny because, yes, just the polished to not polished is just really funny. And then you find out with almost sincerity, this his son, who has been obviously outcast multiple times and has been this troublemaker, has gotten into some massive trouble, but on behalf of like protecting his girlfriend who's pregnant, and then all of the killers find through like, again, hilarious events like really nosy neighbors, they find them in this cabin in the woods, and they're there. These killers are there to tear apart the family, and it's very graphic, and you're quite terrified the whole time because there's children and pregnant like women, and there's like people involved, and you're like, how is it going to happen? And then the way that it's played is very sinister and very dark. But then there's these moments where like Jennifer Coolidge would have been like asleep during all the sinister moments, and then she'll snort and wake up and be like, oh no, what happened here? And everybody's like, well, we're sitting with this killer. And she'll be like, oh, that's not. And they'll be like, you should kill her first. And they'll be like, oh no, okay, well, do I leave the house to get killed? I don't want to get on the carpet. Like, it's just so great. It's such a scary, funny mix. And, then she ends up killing them. And which was really great. And so there's also a cameo by Pete Davidson.
Oh, wow. Quite the lineup.
It's just really, and you're like, what is he, the murderer? It's Pete Davidson. Like, it's hard to believe, but it's also like, could be quite sinister. And so I really loved it. I love a really graphic movie. I'm really excited for people to watch it because I think that it is very like popular right now to be quite gory and high extreme violence is it's trending right now. So to break it up with something that also has this wonderful humor and a little bit of like family. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, and then like you care about like this family and these things that are happening to it. It's not like a traditional like camper's cabin murder end, you know, it's like family, right? It's too.
Okay.
That's
Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods. But now we're like, oh, this family during the holidays, and then it's the killers are chasing them based on this thing,
this
and
is
then
a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is during the holidays as well. Yeah.
Well, look at there.
I know. Ho ho ho. This is why. Look at that.
Mary Berry.
Mary Berry, and my apple. But for coloring, it's good. I'm really excited for people to watch it because I think it is quite clever.
Okay.
The characters have a lot of layers and a lot of depth. There's pieces of each character where, again, it feels like somebody you know, or maybe was a part of your family, or you can relate of, you know, wanting to better yourself but not leaving your past behind. And now we are involved in making that happen. And
do you relate to the killers or to the family?
I relate to wanting a cabin in the woods and wanting to have a beautiful holiday and then other family joining and maybe making it a disaster.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Well, just
checking here.
Okay. But yeah,
what would you rate it?
Like a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great cinema.
Wow.
Wonderful front to back storyline. Great wrap up. Unexpected things happen. Great cinematography.
So you'd watch it again?
I absolutely can't wait for it to come out again. Yeah, we should watch it together then.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, with popcorn.
With popcorn.
Yeah. We're Kit and Cade, real people, real reviews.